franchise's chance to get a franchise quarterback in the draft? Do you ever speak lightheartedly with Chris about it, or do you ever think about it in a quiet moment?
Questions in a row. So, no, it's not something I really think about. I think about this team, how I'm gonna, my messaging to the team, this morning. My message to the team is gonna be at 4 o'clock when we intro Buffalo, and then I'm gonna get started on Buffalo. So maybe there's not enough time to get into all that. My job is to put this team in the best position to try to go out there and be productive and try to win football games. I think every head coach, every general manager, every organization is thinking about things long term as well as short term. We're no different, but right now, my goal is to get each one of those guys in that locker room better, as good as they can be, and that's the goal for me and our coaching staff.
9 games into the season, does this franchise now have a winning culture?
I think these guys are really working hard. I think they're preparing the right way. The process is something we talk about on a weekly basis, and I think they're trying to stick to that process, and I think they're seeing the fruits of that labor. But culture isn't it's something you build over time. It's early. We need to continue to be consistent in the things we've been doing. But I do think we're moving in the right direction. I think there's a trust and a belief in the process. I think they believe that this coaching staff is going to do everything possible to put these guys in positions to be successful. And if we do that, then hopefully we give ourselves an opportunity to win games. But the culture piece is about the relationships that are built within in that locker room and on the practice field, and I think we're building towards that.
Brian, you talked a little bit about Nick Needham and the game he had and the progress that you've observed through the year in his play.
Yeah, Nick played well yesterday. He's a young guy who we saw some. We're talking about this. Just Josh Boyer. Where it's March. He goes, I think I got a kid from UTEP who's pretty decent, and when he says pretty decent, that means he's probably pretty good. So we brought him in as a free agent, and he did some good things in OTAs, and had some struggles like most rookies do in preseason, and wasn't quite ready. So we put him on the practice squad, and look, this is the National Football League for that's the journey of a lot of guys in the National Football League. That's part of their journey, I should say. So we spent a few weeks on the practice squad. I think getting released and going through that process, took him through a little bit of what the reality of what the National Football League could be. It could be over in a heartbeat, and I think that he embraced that challenge and turned things around quickly, and I would say took everything a little bit more seriously. Meetings, practice, walkthrough, weightlifting, nutrition, and he's turned some things around, and he's still got a long way to go. But all those things, play a role into kind of how we performed yesterday, and hopefully he continues to do that.
All right, 2-0 now in November. You got 7 games left here. Do you think you guys can get on a roll here towards the end of the season?
I mean, I hope so. But that's going to take a lot of work. Things don't just happen in this league. You got to make them happen, quite honestly. That's meetings, that's walkthroughs, that's practice, that's, hopefully, Tuesday's a day for where, it's a day off, but the good players, the good teams I've been around, that's an active day where they're getting to know their opponent. Even though we've played Buffalo, and it's easy to sit there and say, oh, I know this guy and that guy and this guy, but, things change very quickly in this league. We're different than we were when we played Buffalo the last time, and so are they. I expect our guys to go about this preparation as if we haven't seen these guys. That's what I'm going to do. It's not going to just happen. Anybody who thinks that's out of their mind, quite honestly.
The point in the game where Ryan had to come out, Josh was in. Was there ever any point in the game where you maybe thought in the fourth quarter field goals might not be enough to pull this thing out?
I think at the end of a game, you get a feel for how the game's going. Look, they've got a good offense, and they could have got going at any point. We were playing pretty well defensively. Got a lot of confidence in Jason. Look, if we could put it in the end zone, we want to. That's a good defense. We got stopped on a fourth down there one time. Is there ever a thought that field goals may not be enough? I think, that's always a thought that goes through your mind. They always want to score 7, not 3. So, but we had a lot of confidence in Jason, and being up 4 is better than being up 1, and those. We just got to take all that into consideration.
Is he going to get the knee kind of evaluated or looked at a little bit?
Yeah, they're evaluating a lot of guys who got dinged in the game, and he's one of them. Along with a few other guys, and I think he'll be out there Wednesday.
Brian, at this point, would you say Ryan will be the quarterback for the rest of the season, or do you want to leave yourself the opportunity to go week to week on that?
I'd say he's going to be the quarterback moving forward. I've said that before, and things change. Things change in this league, but that's I see him as the quarterback, for the foreseeable future. He's done a really good job. The guys, they feed off his energy. He's been able to move the football. He's made some really tough plays for us, scrambling, getting out of the pocket, making throws, tucking it and taking it into the end zone. So, he's been productive. He'll be in there.
Brian, with the turnover battle, there's the practical impact of winning that, and then also the psychological impact. How would you describe the emotional effect that winning that battle has had the last 2 weeks?
Anytime I think, look, everyone, we stress it a lot. So the players know when, basically, if you get a turnover, you're close to winning the game, and if you turn the ball over, you're closer to losing the game. That's just basically, at the end of the day, that's what it is. So, psychologically, emotionally, it does something to you. You got to be able to overcome that when you turn it over, or I should say, you got to be able to deal with the failure, overcome the failure, and deal with the success of turning the ball over. So, there's a lot that goes into it. Turn it over defensively or in the kicking game. Offensively, you got to go out there and try to put points on the board and try to capitalize on those turnovers. Conversely, when you turn the ball over, you want to try to limit those. So that's the game. It's an emotional game, and that plays into the ebbs and flows of the game. Turnovers specifically is what I'm talking about. Hopefully we get more of them.
So you're winning some games with your quarterback, Ryan, 36 years old. You got a second-year QB who's developing, but he may not give you the best chance to win. Chris Graves talked about the importance of drafting a quarterback in the future, and what are some things that you maybe vision for that QB position to make the most out of your time here? What's your vision for the QB position in the future to make the most out of it?
Yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to start. Josh Rosen's our backup. Jake Rudock's is a guy we like to work with. He's on the practice squad.
So nothing after that?
And there's nobody else on the roster.
Have you, and your thoughts on the position after that?
There's somebody. What's that?
And your vision for the position in the future is what I was asking.
Like who's going to be the quarterback in the future?
What do you hope to accomplish in trying to get a quarterback in the future?
You mean for Sunday? It's Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. You said that today.
Brian, you had obviously flash plays from Parker, McCain. We saw Nick's INT. Who went under the radar, sort of had a sneaky good game from watching tape? What names come to mind on either side of the ball?
Vince Beagle. He's a guy who played tough, run game. Had some good rushes, had some hits on the quarterback. Parker is a guy who showed up in the critical situations, for sure, offensively. Jamal Wills showed up in the kicking game and defensively. We got a lot of guys who make plays without, we call it making a play without making the play. So setting the edge defensively, or making a big block in kickoff return or punt return, or we had a few guys in that from that standpoint. I thought Chandler Cox went in there and made a few good blocks too. So.
What did you see from Bill Gore in his first game?
I thought he played well. Thought he had really good communication. He had a lot of juice. Played fast. Tried to play physical. And was a good presence inside.
Thank you.